What are you gonna do? Shoot us?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Crossland. Well, I don't have the sweet background like Luke has yet. I've got a light switch over there. I have an array of crystals in front of me, and the UFO has returned. I don't know if we have a shot of that yet.
We will. I have my new camera, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to see if I can show you guys the UFO.
All right, let me know when that's in shot.
It's right there. There's the UFO.
I'm spinning it.
Let's go.
I've been putting those in my car.
Oh, nice. So you just have a bunch of pet mice now. You probably train them to vote. You know, they're just, I don't like them. I hate to be like that, but I don't.
Yeah, like I don't want to hurt them, but
yeah.
If I let them go, they go back home to my car.
They eat the soy plastic. They're just on the wiring and stuff.
I don't think my car's safe.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not, I mean, and then people say like we come from apes or whatever. We probably came from like little gerbil rat things.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's like.
Apes came from gerbils.
Yeah, look at this. This is us in Antarctica, you know? I don't trust it. Have you ever seen The Secrets of NIM?
Yeah. You know what NIM is, right?
Natural Instrumental Health, yeah. They're gonna train us. That's what this is all about. But that's great, because they completely they collapse their own society, you know? And they have a reset.
We could experiment on them.
Well, that's what I was saying. We could experiment on them with voting. I don't really want to like...
No, I mean like...
wet wire them to the circuit board.
No, talking about like putting food through an underwater obstacle course.
Oh yeah.
So if they want it, they'll just have to evolve webbed feet.
Yeah.
And be able to hold their breath longer.
We could make adenovirals that made them blue and had omega oils so that they're like fully, like the meat was like all the perfect protein. Glow in the dark gerbils that are healthy to eat.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. Who wants healthy gerbils?
Who wants to eat gerbils?
I like guinea pig. Guinea pig's delicious. Have you ever had guinea pig? It's juicy.
The horns.
I'll go anywhere.
Hey guys, just came in to purchase a bunch of different gems and rocks, and I wanted to share some of these with you. I'm still an amateur. I don't really know anything about really any of this. All the information that I'm getting is just by reading the internet lately and, you know, looking stuff up as I go, but I wanted to introduce you to some of the things I got. This is what's called a garnet. It's a silicate, and it's red because of the iron. I believe it's the iron in it that makes it red. I've always like wanted to get gems. I used to play a lot of Baldur's Gate back in the day, you know, and you always pick up like a tourmaline or a tiger's eye, and I'm like, well, I could sell them for a few gold, but it's just something like, hey, you only live once, as far as I know, unless you really are reborn. And so might as well get my hands on them now. This is an emerald. This is beryl. It's made from beryl. Beryllium, which is the fourth element on the periodic table, which, by the way, I have here with me. Periodic table of the elements. Tim got a hold of this. There's actual pieces of all these elements in here. I think it's like gaseous carbon that's like held inside of acrylic. They're not, none of the radioactive ones are in here, but all the other ones are. And I keep this by me when I do the show, which, by the way, we're in the the new IRL studio. And I keep this on hand while I'm doing the show, just like to feel it. We're so desensitized to beautiful things with TV and having all this light constantly bombarding us, so that the stuff, you take a look at a gem and it's like almost that it's lost its luster, because I can like look online and like I can see it, you know, at will. I can see and listen to any music I want and see any image I want. But if the power goes out, this kind of stuff is really interesting. Some opals can contain up to 30% water. 30% of what you think of as a rock, it's actually silicon, so I don't know if it's technically some kind of oxide, technically a rock or not, but it's water. And I think part of that, the water, is the reason why you get this amazing light refraction through these things. I don't know if you could say that like a snowflake, every opal is different, but I have a bunch of opals here. They all look different. Some of them look very similar. A lot of them look kind of clear with a little bit of yellow to them. This one's like completely clear almost. I try not to touch them too much with my fingers because I don't want to get fingerprints on them, but you know, you can always polish them off later. I want to talk a little bit about the sapphire and the ruby because they're both basically the same rock. These things are from corundum, which is aluminum oxide, and then you'll find other things in them that cause them to turn certain colors. This thing has chromium in it, the ruby, which turns it red. Whereas the sapphires, they've got titanium in them. This is a block of sapphire. I'm looking at getting bigger and bigger blocks. We could end up making things out of it. I think that these things are going to make beautiful lenses. You ever see a star sapphire, which I don't have on hand. It's got an interesting titanium oxide inside of it that causes it to star out. Check this out from behind. Kind of gives that refractive, almost like there's a world inside of it. I don't know if you can see what I was seeing earlier. The other, I guess you would call it a gem, is amber. Amber's actually, it's organic, it's carbon based, and it's tree sap that hardens over time. Look at this thing. The Egyptians used to bury these with the dead. I know it's like I'm oohing and ahhing over just a rock, but it's worth doing at least once in your life. This is a quartz crystal. It's actually a rose quartz. This is pyrite, also known as fool's gold. It's been polished down. This is labradorite. Labradorite is a crystal. Oh, I love how this thing catches the blue. Obsidian is not crystal. Obsidian is glass. And the difference between glass and crystal is that glass cools down fast, whereas crystal hardens, cools down slowly over time. Here's another piece of obsidian. Once we start talking about black rock, I just had to have some. And I bought a bunch of these for everybody on the show, so when we have guests, I pass these around the table and people like palm them and they hold them while they're talking. Sometimes, you know, get the power of the black rock. Know thine enemy. I don't have a problem with you, black rock. Just don't buy my house. I also have this ring. This is a jade ring. I love the way it feels. I really like it. So I got a ring. It's 7 1/4 is my ring size. If you want to send me a ring, I would love to have one. And if you want to send something to Timcast, a gem or something, what I would love to see is the biggest piece of amber you can find. Just send me your amber.
It's easier to think, I find, when you're focusing mainly on something else and then your mind is like freed up to think in the background. I don't know. I was a lifeguard for like 7 years. I used to write a lot of songs on the stand with my fingernail in styrofoam cups. So to get into that kind of mind space, I'm gonna perch myself here. I don't have a styrofoam cup, but I got this. I'm just gonna think for like 15 minutes and just get some keywords down, some stuff to go off of. For some reason I think of Miley Cyrus. I don't know why. I also think of that we've been trying to reach you for your car insurance thing, which I have collected like 18 to 25 different voicemails that I've gotten, and I've put those into my computer to use. I'm gonna auto-tune all of them and make a song out of it. I also think of like just the age of information and the sounds of texting and buttons. And then of course I think of 2020 going up in flames. Okay, this isn't super productive, but I think I've got what I need. My nails aren't as sharp as they once were, so I can't really read what I wrote here. Andy may have found a fix for the thing that was going on yesterday. So we're going to check that out.
Yeah, I got the levels kind of weird right now. Check 1, 2. Like they're all pretty low. I think we have to go up with the gain on all of them.
Here, I'll pop into that seat over there.
Check.
Yeah, maybe I should not use Tim's because his already working. We have that.
Check 1, 2. That looks about right, right? That's a little high, right?
If it's in the red, it's high. Here,
Yeah.
do like here.
Let's say that Sour Patch Lids is talking really loud, really close
Oh, yeah, you
to
don't want-
there.
yeah,
That's
turn that
probably about right there, right?
You want to get as close to the red as you can without hitting it.
So when we were testing last night, we were only getting Tim's mic because nobody was on the first mic. And so we were only getting Tim's mic because OBS was interpreting 14 channels as this is a stereo input because it doesn't know about a 14 channel system. So there's actually a firmware, a driver update.
It's always the driver,
Yeah.
dude.
1,000 pounds. Lord. Oh my God. Hey, I hope we don't die. Do you have your foot things down?
Yeah, they're down and I'm good to go. I'm terrified. Please be careful.
These are all letters. I don't know if you can see it clearly here, but this is all stacked letters, which I'm going to put a wrapped on. And they're a T and a T for Timcast, and then the rest of the letters of Timcast. IMCAS, and then again that T. So I'm going to stack them, 3D print them. Hey, what's up, buddy? So I was slicing these files, select all, go to Raft, put a platform, built the platform underneath it, and then I think that's actually fine. That might be enough of a platform. I could put them all on one level float, but I think that's actually fine. And you'll notice here, the S has an overhang, so it built some arms just to overhang that S there. Pretty sweet. Imagine if we made this 100 feet tall and we wanted to like have rockets and we wanted to launch them off of Timcast. That's what I'm imagining. That's more fun. So this will take 7 hours to print this, which we'll do overnight, and it's about 90 cents of material. So we'll go down to the drive, and I'm gonna save this as Timcast lower sign _sign, and then .ctb for Chitterbox. Save it, 3 seconds, exposure time, bottom layer for 60 seconds. Now it's writing the file. All right, so then we'll take this out to the Chitterbox Saturn. I think we'll print on the Saturn because it's bigger. The new Elegoo that is coming out is the Jupiter. This is the Saturn. So the difference will basically be from now on, after the new printer comes out, this material will go in a special thing and it'll feed endlessly. So you won't have to have messes, no mess, no fuss. Plus the bed will be about twice the size of this, which is crazy because we'll be able to print pretty much anything we want all at the same time. It's not quite large enough to print like full-size helmet, but it's very close. So, okay, so here I'm gonna remove these files, replace it with these files, close this guy off to keep him clean, print Timcast sign.chitterbox, and start.
We got this bad boy officially last week. It's the Zero SRS. Top speed is 124 miles an hour. The range seems to be about 112 miles, 110 miles. At least that's what it says. And took it to the bank, which I think is probably what, like 10 miles round trip? 10 miles. And then I just took it on a test drive down the highway about 70 miles an hour. You have to follow traffic, speed limit 65, but I'm not gonna get hit. And it's got 84% left. It's heavy, weighs 1,000 pounds, but that makes it feel real sturdy. So it's good. I had to stop from 70 to make a hard left, and you get only a few seconds. And so I gripped the brakes, and I was 70 to 10 miles an hour in like a second, and this thing weighs too much. Yeah, it's 1,000 pounds. So it ain't going anywhere. It says eco mode right now, and eco mode is usually the slower one. I bet if I put it on sport, it could probably flip over.
So you only wrote in eco mode so far?
Yeah, I've not changed it.
What's the difference between this one and the one you just ordered?
So I ordered the FXE.
Okay.
2022, 100-mile range. Top speed I think is like 75.
Okay.
And it's an FXE. It's upright.
Oh, okay.
So this is, more for driving and whatever.
Interesting.
The other one I guess is for like dirt.
How'd it feel doubling?
I was fine.
Yeah, it was kind of boring.
I wasn't
Boring?
I was holding on.
I do kind of feel like you have to go 120 miles an hour dodging these cars because they can't see you anyway.
And they can't hear you.
And they can't, but I mean, even if I had like a Harley that was loud, they still can't hear you. People on the highway, they're blasting the radio.
Yeah.
So just going slow, like you've got to be going faster, or at least as fast, and everybody's speeding. Everyone's going 20 miles over. Andreas' 3D resin printing.
We're gonna have to do the M again, but otherwise the letters came out okay.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, geez, Rick. That M doesn't look super great, but the T in the
Oh, it stinks. No, it's all bad.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Also, those are way too small.
You want to do it like about maybe like
we need
2/3
big,
larger?
thick block letters.
Do you want like each letter about the same size as the whole thing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
and probably 2 inches thick.
2 inches thick. Okay.
That's why I was saying use the Fusion printer to 3D print ABS, so we can have blocks that we can put on a board.
Okay.
That's physical and not flat.
You want it to be like that thick, each letter?
2 inches.
Okay. All right.
So we can do an inch thick. I don't know if we're about to do it with resin.
We could, but we can also, yeah, we can do the Fusion.
I mean, resin would look way better.
Fusion time.
Is it working?
It can work. We just have to set it up. But to change the resin it's on right now, the plastic resin.
Fusion 3D printer. Very high end. This is the workshop.
The best printer.
It's supposed to be the grind bar, but whatever.
You don't want to grind on this right now.
All right, let's head back downstairs. Jeez.
Small business, that's what we're at. And maybe
Did you also there for that was next